This is Ryan Watches a Movie, where we get our friend Ryan to watch a movie and tell us what he thought.
Gun balls out in the lumberyard. Watching the Grunion crawl Magi. If you're listening to this, don't even waste your time.
Hello, welcome to Ryan Watches a Movie. This is episode number 104. My name is Adam. With me today we have Kevin. How are you, Kevin?
I'm doing alright.
And we're also joined by Mr. Ryan. How are you?
I'm never drinking again.
Never drinking again?
How many times have you said that?
I think I said it yesterday, but that doesn't matter.
So what, you had a hard night last night of drinking?
Yes. Hard night, little sleep, early wake up.
When you
Well,
only get
He only got
get
12
11.
hours. He only got 12 hours of sleep last night. He is...
I got like 5. It all mixed in the perfect storm.
Uh-huh. Where did you drink last night? The Glad Crab?
Yes.
Your house? What were you drinking?
Which is infinitely better than the Glad Crab.
Yeah, it is.
Rum and Coke
Rum and Coke? Nice.
Rum and Coke? Alright.
Had a little rum and Coke party?
and smoking cigarettes.
Oh shit, you're so badass.
Living the dream.
Yep. Goddamn right.
Or in York, as they call it in York County, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Watching the NFL combine.
Oh, what movie do we have you watch this week?
The Postman.
The Postman. Picked this in honor of 3 Days to Kill coming out. This movie is directed and stars Kevin Costner. I have a synopsis here. A drifter with no name finds a Jeep with the skeleton of a postman and a bag of mail, and dons the postman's uniform and bag of mail as he begins a quest to inspire hope to the survivors living in a post-apocalyptic America. Oh my god. I don't have a trailer because the trailer had very little dialogue and it's pretty bad. So, Ryan, why don't you just tell us about the Postman?
Was the trailer as long as the movie was?
Yeah, I just noticed that the runtime on this movie is 177 minutes.
That's
And
insane.
it like I'd say it probably should have been like maybe 90 total.
They could have summed it up in an hour and a half.
Yes.
Instead of
But
pushing
they
3.
added a whole bunch of bullshit in.
Hmm.
Needless things that happen.
Yeah, but I mean, that's an like epic type topic.
Delivering the mail.
Jeeps and mail.
We're no jeeps, only horses. And fake mailmen.
Well, didn't he find...
I thought he found a Jeep.
Yeah, didn't he find a Jeep with mail in it?
He finds a car that, okay. It's like you said, it's post-apocalyptic, and he goes from village to village, trading in like goods and doing Shakespeare plays because he's on to Shakespeare.
Oh god, this sounds awful. It just gets worse and worse.
He gets captured by I don't know what the fuck that guy's name is. He was in Gone 6 Seconds.
60. Gone in 6 seconds.
No, I just didn't pronounce 6.
I think you're thinking of Will Patton.
Possibly. And he tries to capture Costner and make him into a soldier. And Giovanni Ribisi is also captured, and they try to make him into a soldier. And Kevin Costner ends up stabbing him and leaving. And he finds a postal truck to hide out in, and he gets in, and there's a dead guy in it, and he takes off the guy's uniform and puts it on. He goes into a town and pretends to be part of the U.S. Postal Service, and he creates all these myths of different people on the post office out of nowhere. And he goes village to village doing this. and he goes to one village, and this girl wants him to impregnate her because her husband
Hmm.
is not fertile enough to do it. So that happens, and then her husband dies anyway, and they make an escape because Gone 6 Seconds tries to come and get them again. They make an escape. They come up with this myth, the Post Service, and spread the myth throughout the West Coast. And they meet Tom Petty, and they try to make their final escape, and they kind of do. And then Kevin Costner ends up fighting Gone 6 Seconds, and that's the end of the movie. And there's a whole lot of life lessons in there too, which is part of the extra hour and a half of stupid shit that I don't watch.
So what did you end up learning? What kind of life lessons?
I didn't learn a goddamn thing.
You didn't learn the importance of the postal service and
No,
how it
because it
instills hope.
was, to me, it was the importance of lying and getting away with it. Because Kevin Costner basically created a big lie and propagated it to make everyone feel better and be on his side. And eventually that happened.
So the mail that he's delivering, is it like ancient mail or is it like relatively new
No,
mail that's
apparently it's relatively new.
because he delivers it to the actual people that it's addressed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he also just makes stuff up out of nowhere. So it's kind of hard to follow in that regard.
Well, I've never trusted Kevin Costner.
I do trust Tom Petty, though,
Tom Petty,
and the insane
And
Bridge
what?
City Mayor,
Lawrence Tate.
Lawrence Tate,
Yes.
Ford Lincoln Mercury.
Yes.
Is he named after a car dealership? Like, is that
Yes.
fantastic?
He names himself after a car dealership.
Awesome.
Nice, very nice.
So I missed out. Was it a Jeep or not?
It's a Jeep at the
Okay.
beginning, yeah.
Okay. All
So
right,
what
but then
did
he
what,
downgrades to a horse then.
They all, yeah. Most everyone has. It's like post-apocalyptic world, but they don't have any, like, they don't have vehicles,
Okay.
they don't have phones, they don't have any newer stuff, but it's still like a new age thing.
A new age, old age thing.
Yeah.
well, why wouldn't they have cars though? Like even in the future, we know how to make cars. Is there like no gas? Is
Well,
that what the whole?
this is the future is supposed to be 2013.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer.
Oh man. So how close is it to what last year was?
It, it's pretty close. It's a good model.
We're all
It's
riding
a-
around in
yeah.
horses. And it's just like a
Yes.
barren wasteland outside.
Do they ever like what happened? Like what caused this apocalypse? Do they ever discuss that or you're just thrown into it?
Obamacare?
It just, yeah.
It was
I-
Obamacare that did it.
they briefly
Fucking
talked
Obama.
about the nuclear war,
Okay.
but they don't really like say anything.
So a nuclear
specific.
war that destroyed all the cars but not the horses
Yes.
Or the people.
or the people or the mail.
Or the mail.
It sounds like the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
It's pretty bad.
It looks like it's one of these movies that is just so overly melodramatic and it takes itself way too seriously. Is that
And
the case?
that's why it's 3 hours long.
How many times does Kevin Costner stop, put his hands on his hips, and stare out contemplatively at the barren fields? How often does that happen? While
They
like
don't really
beautiful
show it
piano music plays or something?
They don't really show it happening in the movie, but I'm sure it
Ah,
happened. Also, I'm sure there are parts on the cutting room floor, which is where half this movie should be.
Yeah, this got a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
that's actually surprising.
Not one of Costner's best.
That's a lot higher than I would think it would be. I'm surprised by that.
I just can't believe it. This is like almost 3 hours long.
Yeah. How does anyone ever like if I were to tell you 3 hours and then I told you what this synopsis was, how would anyone say, yeah, I want to see that? That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm down.
I
Kevin
do
looked
it.
Costner.
at when I started playing, I was like, fuck, it's 3 hours long and it's sort of Kevin Costner.
So, have you ever been a fan of Costner?
Um, no, not really.
Not really.
Well, there may have been a couple here and there that I've liked, but overall, no.
Hmm.
What about you, Kevin? Are you a fan of Costner?
No, I
Anything?
can't. I can't stand Kevin Costner. Like he's like the personification of a manila folder.
I'm not a big fan of him either. I don't. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't see the appeal. I guess. Like I remember when I was a kid, I liked Robin Hood a lot, or Prince of Thieves.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember seeing it as an adult, and I was like, "This is the worst fucking movie ever." Like I hated it. It was just so dumb.
I'm trying to think if there was anything I did like him in.
He was okay in that movie that came out a few years ago called Mr. Brooks, where he played a
Yeah, that's
serial
one of
killer.
the only ones I liked. Yeah.
He was pretty good in that. I'm trying to think of any other ones. Like I remember liking Dances with Wolves, but again, I have a feeling if I went back and watched it now, I'd be like, ugh.
I hated
Feel of Dreams.
I hated Field of Dreams.
I don't even remember. Like
Oh, I did Bull Durham. He was all right.
Bull Durham.
He was all right in Bull Durham.
That
The
was one of those.
Untouchables. I
That
mean, he
was
played Elliot Ness.
that was one of Bull Durham was one of those movies that they would play
Yeah.
all the
Yep.
time on Comedy Central.
Yep.
All the time would be Bull Durham.
It's nonstop. Pretty much every weekday from like 12 o'clock to 3 was just Bull Durham. Bull
Yeah.
Durham and Biloxi Blues. Just nonstop.
Or what was the one Soul Man? I remember they played that a good bit.
Why the Earth is that?
I don't remember that. I remember not liking the Untouchables.
I thought that was all right.
Waterworld is terrible.
I was gonna say, it looks like I think we had you watch a couple of these, didn't we? Didn't you watch Waterworld?
Did you watch Waterworld? I don't think.
Not for you, but unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean I've seen Waterworld.
Swing Vote, though. You did watch Swing Vote.
Yeah, we did have you watch Swing Vote. I remember that.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's go over. I mean, his directing credits consist of Dances with Wolves from 1990, Waterworld in an uncredited role there. Not sure what that's all about. I guess he wanted his name taken off of it. The Postman, and then Open Range from 2003.
You guys all remember that one, right?
Yeah. Open
Nope.
Range, yeah.
Oh, that was a hell of a movie.
Yeah, I don't remember that at
That's
all.
just like that's the I can't think of a more boring filmography than the four movies you just
Well, if you
cited.
remember, I mean, Waterworld and The Postman were complete disasters. Like, I remember both of those were just like utter disasters. And I remember Waterworld was like huge budget on that movie for the time. And I remember like it was just such a bomb.
Well, I think even the Postman was.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well,
It's I-
according to IMDb, the budget of Waterworld was 175 million, that's big for even today.
That's ridiculous. Who thought that that was a good idea?
And I wonder how much it made. I'm sure I can look that up.
Like $40.
$40. Made a little bit more in DVD sales. Blockbuster rentals.
Oh God.
It looks like
Yeah.
the Postman's budget was 80 million, so
Wow.
They didn't give him as much.
Sugar money. That sucks.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts before we give you your drum roll on this one, Ryan?
Yes, he was in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
This
Mm-hmm.
is being Django.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
And this movie won 5 prizes.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure
Those things-
Waterworld won
I
some
I
too.
do love the fact that it won for worst original song, and the nominee was the entire song selection.
How was the music in this?
I guess it was supposed to be epic, but I thought it was fucking stupid.
There is just, I mean, this should tell you right here. There's one song called "You Didn't Have to Be So Nice," performed by Amy Grant and Kevin Costner.
Oh my God.
Amen.
Right. Just fell out of his chair.
That made him fall out of his chair.
That's just
He's
awful.
an angel.
Amy Grant and Kevin Costner. Oh, duets.
That's just,
Are they married in real life?
are they
No,
married?
I don't think so. I'll have to ask my dad. He's a big Amy Grant fan.
Somebody should have taken her off the market.
I don't think he is anymore, but back then. All right, let's give you a drum roll on this one. What do you give the Postman?
Too.
2 out of 10 on the Postman. Now, what do you think of this 3 Days to Kill movie?
It looks kind of cool.
I think it looks stupid in every way.
Okay.
Kevin, have you seen trailers for this?
I think I saw one. Is this the one that's just, it looks like a Bond ripoff?
Yeah,
Like
sort of.
even the poster looks like a Bond poster. It's directed by
McG.
McG. How do you pronounce that?
I think it's McG.
McG? That guy's a douche.
Yeah,
I
McG.
don't want any part of this. This sounds just terrible.
McGee's pretty big action director, so he did like This Means War, Terminator Salvation, Charlie's Angels.
Wow.
He did Cypress Hill, Still Smoking.
Yes. Nice.
Oh God.
Oh, he's
Oh,
trying to reconnect with his estranged daughter too. Oh, and he's dying. And he's on an experimental drug. Oh,
Kevin Costner
What?
was in The Bodyguard. I forgot all about that.
He was the main. He was
Yeah,
the bodyguard.
That's how much I want to forget that movie.
Costner used to own the 90s.
He did
It's
own the 90s.
God, what a terrible time.
He was huge. I think he was probably one of the biggest names in Hollywood.
Yeah, him and Richard Gere.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's what shut down the 90s, his duet with Amy Grant. Do you think that's when the 90s ended?
Maybe. I mean, it did happen in 97. I don't know. He did come out with Message in a Bottle, For Love of the Game, Play It to the Bone. And that's it in the 90s. So maybe Play It to the Bone is what killed the 90s.
Mm. Mm.
Which I don't even remember him in that. But
Play to the bone.
Play It to the Bone. I also Tin Cup and For Love of the Game. Those two I find to be really similar. They seem to. I get those mixed up because they're essentially the same movie with different sports, right?
Well, he's got a lot of sport. He's got Draft Day coming up, where he's the general manager of the Cleveland Browns. Then he has another movie coming up called McFarland, where he plays a track coach, transforms a team of athletes into championship contenders.
Sounds like there's a shitload of life lessons in that one.
Oh, so many people are going to learn from each other. It's going to be ridiculous.
It seems like he really likes doing sports movies and like Western type.
Yeah, I mean,
Projects.
just generally making people feel good. He just wants to uplift your spirits.
Oh, he was good in that Hatfields and McCoy's miniseries. He was pretty good in that.
He also has a country rock band.
Ooh, country
Yeah.
rock.
Band's name is called Kevin Costner and the Modern West.
Ugh. Well, what did you
Featuring Amy Grant.
featuring Amy Grant? Well, what did you think of his performance in Man of Steel, Kevin?
It was all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ryan, did you see Man of Steel?
No.
It wasn't bad. The only thing, well, the end, his last scene in there is the one that I had a hard time swallowing. It was ridiculous.
I don't remember it, really.
Well, I don't want to I don't want to spoil it.
Oh, here you go, Ryan. He is a fan of Arsenal. It says here on his wiki page.
Well, I guess I'm not
Time for you to pick a new team.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I wonder if he'll star in like an Arsenal-centric picture within the next couple of years.
What do you ruin everything coming out, sir?
That's what he does. He likes to uplift spirits and then crush them quickly and swiftly.
So you're kind of interested in 3 Days to Kill.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not in a hurry to go see it, but I'll watch it if I get my hands on it.
Yeah, I think it just looks so bad. It looks like there's a lot of comedy in it that doesn't look like it's going to work at all. Like Kevin Costner doing comedy, I don't know if I can get... I don't know if that's going to work.
I don't want any part of that, really.
Ugh.
I don't want to see Costner doing comedy.
Yeah. All right, any other thoughts, Ryan, on 3 Days to Kill, Kevin Costner, The Postman?
He's pretty much an asshole.
Oh.
Whoa.
I'm calling you out, Costner.
Okay.
Calling you out, Costner.
Does seem like he's making a little bit of a comeback, though.
A little bit. Well, he had that Jack Ryan.
Yeah, he was in Jack
That
Ryan,
he was just
Man
in?
of Steel. And he's
I'll
got
be
this and
I'll
Draft
be
Day.
cool with him if he hooks me up with Amy Grant. Otherwise, I'm not talking to him.
Do you want to sing a duet with Amy Grant?
Yes.
I would love that.
That would be the greatest thing to ever happen.
All right, well, I think that'll wrap it up. For all the latest film news and reviews, visit us at filmpulse.net. Follow us on Twitter at filmpulse.net and be sure to rate us on iTunes. We appreciate that very much. For filmpulse.net, my name's Adam.
And I'm Kevin.
And I'm Ryan.
We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
You didn't have to be so nice. I would have loved you anyway. If you had just looked once or twice and gone upon your quiet way. Today said the time was right for me to follow you.
I mean, like, they televise the combine now.
Yeah.
And people get fucking jazzed up for that. That's so ridiculous. Like, who wants to see guys, like, run 40s?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, did you see that guy's 40 time? It was awesome.
You're gonna remember that in like a month.
I know.
Like,
Dude, his stock just skyrocketed.
I gotta add him to my fantasy draft.
Yeah, fucking put that in my notes. Gotta file that away in my Excel spreadsheet.
Ryan, do you have an Excel spreadsheet for your draft?
No, I don't go that far.
Oh my god, that's amazing.